Hi there, welcome back. Again, this is Michael Peel with the Wealth Op. Today we're going to go into chapter 3 of the Wealth Op book. This is one of my favorite chapters as we get into some of the guiding principles of how we build this Wealth Op plan, how we build it for you, some of the wisdom. And again, wisdom is knowledge applied. We're not just building knowledge, we're trying to apply it. So that's wisdom. Some of the wisdom in this chapter is what helped foster the idea behind this book. And again, we've talked about it multiple times. The idea behind the Wealth Op is to completely reshape and transform the first responder industry. Okay, police, fire, EMS, whether you're working in the back of a rig, apparatus, working the streets, hospital setting, dispatch, military, all of these individuals have made a choice to help other people. The problem is we get bad information oftentimes regarding our finances, or even more often, zero information. Our departments don't help us. Our coworkers sometimes have really bad information or scary information, and there's not really a focus on the first responder industry to make an impact on finances. And we truly believe if we can impact the financial structure, the financial foundation for first responders, they don't have to work as much overtime, get out of the overtime grind, potentially retiring earlier, which we are seeing with our clients. They get to enjoy and maybe restore the marriage with their spouse, see their kids more, make sure those relationships are healthy. They are overall then in a better mindset, health, wealth, spiritually, etc. They get to show up at work now in a better headspace to then serve the people, the citizens that we were called to serve. So it's kind of all circular. If we can really help on the financial side, that impacts the emotional, the spiritual, the physical, that impacts your headspace. And so that's why we have this created for you. If you did get the book already, you can open the book. If you're working, please be safe. If you're driving, definitely don't try to open the book. But we did create these videos to do a quick synopsis of the chapters. And that way you can listen to this while you're working, or maybe driving home, and then you can pick up the book later, whether you have the physical book or the ebook. Either one is an option, but please dive into the chapters more than just the video. The video is just to kind of give you a little bit of a brief synopsis, kind of a taste and see what are we looking at the chapter, inside the chapter, what does the content look like, and how do we go from there. So again, one of my favorite chapters, but chapter 3, guiding principles, we will go through these relatively quick to keep the video short. Please read when you get home or when you have a moment. So one of the first topics, live below your means, financial discipline accelerates wealth building. I think that is generally obvious. You want to spend less than you bring in, right? The money we bring in, we want to make sure we're spending less. So pretty straightforward. This topic is not as always common sense, but it's critical. Pay yourself first. Automate savings and investments before spending it. Oftentimes, maybe someone's told you this, but you can't spend what you don't see or what you don't have. So pay yourself first. And this is way beyond just simply the automatic withdrawal for your pension. This is how do we maximize our deferred comp, 457B plan, 403B plan, 401k, all similar type of, like tax deferred retirement plans, or if you're on the Roth side, obviously it's post-tax, but not tax when you come out. But how do you pay yourself first? Make sure that's automated. And there's a bunch of different ways we can do that and we can manage it, but make sure you pay yourself first so you don't see the money and allows it to grow. Leverage assets, not just income. Use investments in real estate to create financial security, 100%. The part of this is not to just simply dump money into those buckets. It's how do we create cash flow. We talk a lot about protect, earn, multiply, those strategies. How do we earn more? How do we multiply more? How do we increase cash flow? Focus on cash flow, not net worth. Focusing on cash flow will lead to higher net worth and allows you to start making money when you sleep, meaning that you can actually be at work in a place of retirement because you don't need the money anymore. You just get to show up because you actually enjoy and have a deep desire to help people. It's a good place to be. So that's part of the strategy. Smart debt versus bad debt. I know we talk about this in one of the other chapters as well, but we go into in depth. Understanding debt is a tool, can fast track financial growth as long as it is the right type of debt. And I'm sure you've heard about this, smart debt, bad debt, good debt, bad debt. Make sure it is the right type of debt and it's you being utilized properly and structured in the right way. There's a lot of debt that we think is good, but it's poorly structured, so it still puts you in a bad position and can have risk for exposure. Cash flow over lump sums, we talk about this a lot. Income producing assets create true financial freedom. Develop multiple income streams. I cannot stress this enough. Multiple income streams are absolutely critical. We have some of those offered throughout our Wealth Op book. We talk about different methods for creating income that doesn't take a lot of time, but don't rely on a single source for long-term security. At the end of the day, yes, we like to look at our job that we are showing up. We do trade time for money, but our job is relatively, we would like to say, secure. But there still is a precarious position that we are put in different areas of the first responder world, that if you really take a hard look at your career, it is not as guaranteed as you think it is. Yeah, you may be a union member, but especially on the patrol side, what if qualified immunity goes away? What if your qualified immunity is waived because of a decision you make? What about IA? What about performance improvement plans? What if the pension that we're putting our money into is actually not as secure and as safe as you thought it was, based on the trustees and the money that's being managed inside of it? Those fiduciaries don't always make the absolute best decisions with our pensions. So multiple income streams is critical. We do talk about this a lot, and we do have some sound wisdom on how to go about this. Not requiring a lot of your time, but has the ability to really multiply that income and grow the net worth. Let's see, budgeting isn't restriction, it's empowerment. Knowing where your money goes is key. We talk a lot about this, my wife and I. We meet weekly. It's a non-negotiable meeting. We talk about our money, where's it going. We like to check our accounts daily. It's one of those things where if you really know where your money's at, and you know day by day the money that comes in, the money that goes out, it really empowers you and gives you a feeling of confidence in the decisions that you're making. And I will tell you this, money is one of the biggest reasons couples fight. And it's not necessarily just because there isn't enough money. It's because the two people that are together, your partner, your spouse, you guys may not be on the same page on where that money should go, the same strategies, the same ideas behind money. So it's not necessarily the money itself causes a problem in the marriage. It's the idea or the strategy on how to use that money. So maybe you two have a little bit of a different belief system on money, or you have different past traumas. We talk a lot about that. You may have different traumas with money, which then will cause you to look at money through a different filter or lens. And if you're not meeting at least weekly to get on the same page, it will continue to be a frustrating chain of events, vicious cycle that you guys will be frustrated and angry about. So yes, budgeting isn't restriction, it's empowerment. Knowing where your money goes is key. Let's see, financial freedom requires a sacrifice. Short-term discipline creates long-term abundance. Absolutely. Again, protect, earn, multiply. There is going to be a little bit of a eye-opening, maybe a little bit of a heartfelt discussion when you start looking at your money in a different way. But once you can kind of work through that, the sky's the limit. The whole idea of earning, multiplying, making money while you sleep, retiring earlier, being in a better headspace, working less is all very tangible, but it does require a little bit of a change. And we talk a lot about this quote, what you don't change, you choose. So if you do not make a change, you are choosing that career or that future for your family. And if you don't like what that future looks like, then we have a responsibility to make a change. And that's why we're here. We're here to help. Let us be a tool, a resource for you, and build the op plan specifically for you and your family. But again, if you do not make a change and you decide just to ignore these videos, ignore the book, then the choice that you're making is affecting your future. So I digress, but I'm hoping you can work with this and we can actually build this out for your family. Let's see, your network influences your net worth. Surround yourself with financially literate people. It's absolutely critical. There is another saying out there, you're the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. If you don't like your average, change your effing people. And I'll say it again, you're the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. If you don't like your average, change your people. I cannot stress this enough. Talking with, and this goes way beyond money, guys and girls. You have to surround yourself with the right people that are life-giving. They're going to push you, call you out on your BS when you are not in alignment, push you back to your spouse when you're having fights, help you grow in certain areas of health, physical, spiritual, mental. Make sure you're doing your job right, you're showing up right. Having the right people around you is critical. And if you really don't like maybe the person you are when you surround yourself with a certain group of people, you may have to look at changing that average. So again, your network influences your net worth. Your network will 100% mirror your net worth. You go put yourself in a room and you're surrounded by all millionaires and you're the only one that's not there, you will eventually be that next millionaire because you are surrounding yourself with like-minded people who are growing. You will get there. Now, obviously, the reverse or the opposite is true. If you surround yourself or you put yourself in a room and you are the only one that's in a certain class and everyone is significantly below you and they're not trying to help you get better, not trying to push you, trying to bring you down because they don't want to feel left behind, that's kind of where you're going to end up. So I will leave it there. It goes more into in the book. And lastly, wealth building is a marathon, not a sprint. 100%. Right? We talk a lot about protect, earn, multiply, the 3 phases in life, right? Accumulation, distribution, transfer phase. It is a marathon. However, we want to make sure we start the marathon off the right way. We don't burn out too quickly. We want to make sure we're actually moving at the right pace. We have the right water breaks in there. We have the right team that's helped us prepare. We have the right equipment. We've got the right shoes. We've trained, et cetera, et cetera. The marathon is not a sprint, yes. But part of this is getting to the starting line and making sure we finish correctly. So that is why we're here. We're going to help you run this marathon correctly, be your coaches throughout the way, kind of like a voice in your ear while you're running, when to push, when not to push, strategy, direction, how to pace yourself. But we're here. That's why we're here to help. So consistency over time creates generational wealth. 100% true. Anyways, this will be the end of chapter, what are we in? Chapter 3, the quick synopsis. Pick up the book when you can, look at the ebook, physical copy when you get a moment when you're not working. And then again, click the link below, right? Well, you don't change, you choose. If you really want to make a change, let us help you make those changes. Let us help you put together the op plan that's specific for your family. Look at your retirement, look at your income, how to put protection in place first, earn more, multiply more, different revenue streams. This is why we created this. So click the link in the email, book an appointment with myself or Rami. He's my partner. We created this for you specifically to help this industry to make a massive impact. This is why we're in this industry as first responders. We love what we do, but we know we have a calling to help more. And we really want you to be able to enjoy that retirement date, and hopefully that's sooner than you ever expected, and really enjoy your time in retirement with your family, with your kids, and get to do whatever the heck you want to do. So thank you again. This is Michael Peel with The Wealth Up. Click the link below, stay safe, and we will see you soon. Bye.